started.
And hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. And here we are for another booster opening. I'm sorry for if you feel something different on me, it's nothing, don't worry. Yeah, so I'm recording this video after the two pre-releases that I went, and I'd say for someone who didn't really look at all the cards from the expansion, that didn't really practice or anything. Usually what I do when a new expansion is about to be released, I look at every card and I go to something. I don't know if it is still done, but I know like they used to have a website, I don't remember the name, where you could just basically draft just you alone, basically you and bots. So you could have an idea about what you want, what's missing, what do I need to focus more on, what's lacking, and even if you are not even playing, like it's just you draft, you get the cards, you assemble a deck, and then you just check hands. You basically just like draw 7 cards, 7 cards, 7 cards, so you can see more or less what your deck is good at or is lacking of, and it's a really good way for you to find a stable way of playing. If I'll find again the site, I'll do it, and the problem is about the recording program, because this one only records games, not internet websites, and I've had a hard time trying to find one. I see what I can do, but cannot promise, sorry. So anyway, yeah, I'm a sheep and I fucking put money to the game, so let's do this. But at least I have an alterated art about this. Nice, and I got the card. Wow. Exactly the one I wanted. This one is not that bad. I can use it for the Kami War deck. Depends, because I don't know if I really want to have this in late game, even if it transforms my land. But gotta test, right? It doesn't matter, I at least have the different art. So let's go do this together. Just kidding. One by one, slowly. Hopefully I'll be a little better opening those cards. By the way, on pre-release, in the first one I was in 10th position out of 25 players, and yesterday one I ended up 7th in 23 people. So not that bad, it's okay. Actually, I almost forgot to do the thing again. So I kinda opened 3 packs like a sheep. Now that I'm opening more boosters, no profile, I still ain't really played yet. That was just a token that I had. The one from the video, that is also on the channel, the one that... Well, anyway, at least the pre-releases didn't really went that way. So, not collected, Dominaria. No, just common and common. Let's just do this. So we can spend all the cards, so we have a bigger probability for the chest to open. This card gave me a hard time on the pre-release, far more than expected. I forgot to put 4. Anyway. Really good card, by the way. It's like a lightning helix, for those who know it. I didn't saw this card at all, but it's a really good card. I didn't open it at all. Couldn't really play it. I think I'm gonna play with this card in standard. Looks fine for real, for 2 mana. Not bad. Can generate a nice little value. At this point I don't really want anything. This card looks good for standard. This card it's okay. Maybe this card. I am thinking about 2 decks, that is a Kami War deck and an Esper kind of like Planeswalkers and full board wipe. But the downside about that is that control completely shred this kind of decks. So gotta be on point, gotta think about other solutions to win the game besides that. So maybe the Sphinx, the blue mythic one, can also help, and it's also like this. So playsets don't appear, exactly. So at least I can craft on them. Yeah, the Sphinx, because it has domain, it's a really big creature, it has ward, which can be annoying for a lot of times. I already have negates, by the way, I have the cool ones. I thought I'm gonna play with this one actually, there are so many better counter spells. Like, not so many, but there are a lot of counter spells that are better. This one definitely a lot of. Oh, I don't have. Okay. It's fine. I'm gonna get a huge amount of them just right after. Now just comment. And I'm not gonna actually check. Maybe I'll play with this card. I doubt a bit because, well, it still makes you kind of lose life, and it's an instant. That's a really good point about it. On Splinter, just why not? But yeah, I had a feeling that the fairy would be in there, but no, it's probably gonna be released next expansion. Anyways, I'll just craft like whatever appears in front of me. Okay, just 3 times so I can make this a little quick for you. I should have done this before the video, I apologize. But well, anyway. Now we are all together. So, in my opinion, I have already 1/2 deck ideas that I am going to be played. But if you want to have something, first of all, I like to wait like 4 or 5 days after the expansion is released before I craft stuff. So, like, I don't have fake hopes like, okay, this seems OP, and in the end, no, it's not, and you just waste a huge amount of cards. So, what I recommend it to is just wait like 4 or 5 days so the YouTubers, the pro players, and people in general start testing things. But yeah, if you want an opinion, go Vertical Blue, CGB, on YouTube. Say the same when you build a mono red deck, that is, people are trying to discover what's good on the meta.
Why resist us?
Whatever, that's a letdown actually. Find what's good, what's not. So finding the most aggressive deck, like a full all-in, full burst deck, is the best thing that you can do because they are testing things here and there, and you're just gonna win in like 4 turns. So, well, why is this card let down? Because it doesn't do that much. The ultimate has nothing to do with the card, the first 2 abilities. It's okay. But this card is, if you are ahead, it's gonna get you even more ahead. If you are behind, it's literally not gonna do anything. It doesn't have a way to protect itself, to affect immediately the board. But well. If you want to try it, go for it. Maybe there will be a magical OP deck gonna appear and show up out of nowhere. Who knows? Not me apparently. I'm not gonna play the card. At least not for now. And even in control it seems kinda meh. The ultimate is definitely OP. But well. Broker's control, we have to try it. So yeah, the 2 other deck ideas that I have good are Broker's aggressive deck, because of the amount of good aggressive cards in this expansion. Why Brokers? You can also go for Cabaretti, which is green, red and white. Have good defensive cards, good offensive cards. But I think Brokers is really gonna be good if you want to go for it. Like the 3-color, like white, blue, green card with lifelink that just you draws your card. You in the end of your turn you might pay X, and X is the amount or less of life you gain that turn to draw cards. Really nice. Good aggressive green card. The white one too. The lands are also in favor of that. And the pain lands are in favor of that. Sorry. And well, for me it seems really good. The other one, it's a little more tricky to play. Gotta test it, but this card is not good by the way. Just it's a bait. Go for it. If you have an infinite way of spending mana, you can do better than this fight. It's still a creature that can still die with like probably just everything. Nice, now I got brothers of this. The other deck idea, I'm gonna wait until I open the card, if I'll open it, if not I'll just talk to you after. Let's keep going. Till now the cards that I want, just cards in general, so I can have more of those. But like Planeswalkers, lands probably. I'm gotta see. See? I just crafted this one. And it came, so it's gonna go to the vault. I doubt that it's gonna pop right now. But well. This card is not bad. I'm gonna test it. It's a sorcery of course, but The thing about you draw 2 cards is already nice. The draw 2 card for 3 mana is the most basic thing ever, but it gives you the opportunity to make your opponent discard 1, so it's nice. Can be clutch in some moments. I saw today was the day where CGB released the Esper control with this card. Looks really fun actually. Not really my type, but I can try this. And his version with this card looks really fucking powerful. Not gonna lie. The aggressive decks don't really seem to have a way to deal with that. I think the best way to counter that deck is mono green Stompy, or like a red green Stompy, or something like that. Basically, Stompy is a little slower, just a little slower than an aggressive deck, but you have bigger creatures. That's why Stompy decks are like basically green aggressive decks with like big creatures that are cheap. This card doesn't seem too bad at all, by the way. Non-permanent to their own hand. So if a Planeswalker is about to use their ultimate, you can just use this card. You can also use it to bounce a creature that has a negative enter the battlefield effect. You can get a bird. You can draw a card. This card is not bad at all. Not sure if I'm gonna play with him, but in the worst case I'll just try it and see if I'm satisfied or not, if he's too slow or not. But 3 mana for 2-1 seems kinda weak. Doesn't do that much. I'm having a lot of pain lands, that's okay at least. I like how the game lags sometimes, out of nowhere, when I open a pack. By the way, this fucking card, I played with it and I made 2 mistakes with her. That made me lose a game, and anyway, that's a good card, I'm gonna play with it definitely. So, 72.1. Let's see how much I'm gonna get after this one. Good card too, because I'm gonna play with Domain. So each creature will get less 6 like less 6 like 6. Jesus. Okay. 0.7%, it's okay. I add a new card there by the way, so I don't know if you can see this, but it's already going well.
Can be your pride.
Yeah, sure, Johnny. Don't give me Liliana, I don't need that anyway, so I'm gonna play with this card in that deck, because it's like Planeswalker related. One thing that I spotted on this card is, if a Planeswalker is in the position where this turn I'm gonna get enough points to cast my ultimate next turn, and then you play this one and you immediately just like go up and ult, can get your opponent by surprise. Doesn't seem too bad. 5 mana is quite a lot, but I'm not gonna play with the playset probably. Not bad. I'm not gonna play with it, I don't think it fits in any of my decks, but let's keep going. At least those are cards for the collection. And this is not moving forward actually. Only 10 packs left. It's doing okay. Also, your vault is gonna fill up far faster when you have every mythic, common and uncommon. And about rares and uncommon, rares and mythics, I'm not sure if you get gems for it or if it goes to the vault. I think it goes to the vault. Gotta see after. This card is also a really annoying card to deal with. So if I see this card played too much, definitely the less X that I opened, the black card previously, to all of the creatures will be really good, because Indestructible does not deal with less X. And there is also another black common card. Maybe I'm gonna open it there, so I can show you. It's like a less 2 to target creature, and you might pay 2 more for kicker, and it gets like an extra less one for each instant and sorcery in your graveyard. Card, okay. Goes kinda fast. 50 bucks goes kinda fast. Well, this card is surprisingly good looking. I didn't thought at first sight, but this card in standard is not that bad. Buys you a lot of time. And in my case, it's a really good card because I'm gonna play with a lot of AoEs, so go back to your hand, buys me 1 turn. So I can just get AoE. Oops, I forgot. Anyway. 1 more mythic card. Okay, I'm quite in a good spot. Chaotic Transformation. I read this card and it's not that good. at all. It does nothing. That's something that I remember. One of the few cards that I saw was that red one, and I was like, almost twice in a row. Thank you, game. Yes, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna play with legendaries. I don't have any color amount. I feel that this is gonna bother me more than anything. Like, it's not awful. I can play one maybe. Gotta see. A test. I got 3 of those in 2 pre-releases. Anyway. Nope, I didn't open the black card that I wanted to tell you, or the one about the deck idea that I was telling you. No, I'm actually gonna check about all this. I don't think I have that many cards left to... Oops, didn't mean to do that. Anyway. Less. Just Mtga Dominaria. Not that many cards left. Finish it. Obviously, it's gonna go fast and it's gonna stop at like 90, more or less, because it's more about rares and mythics, of course. But that, with time, it's gonna fill up. I think the most important thing is to get every common and uncommon as fast as possible, so you can just like fill up your vault faster and faster and faster, and every time you're gonna draft, you're gonna get like something like a plus 15 or plus 10 on the vault every time. Okay, the card that I was talking to you to deal with that 1-1 blah 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 thing is this one. If we're gonna see too much indestructible stuff, counting that card, this can be a good card to counter it. I'm talking about this one. Let me just a second. There you go. Because like you can tap her indestructible, and it has 2 HP. So can be a good tech card, something like a sideboard card. But anyway, not much left. I just want to love. How many Agiles do I have? I think I have 3 of those. Yep, unfortunately. But about Liliana's, I only got 1. And it was because I got one of the... I have 2, but one of them was for the bundle. So, and talking about tech cards before I talk about anything else. If we see Defilers play, don't forget to play this card yourself. Because it counters them. I don't think they are gonna be played because more and more I realized that you only can pay to life to permanents, not instants, not sorceries. So that's not that good. But even just the effect of the X transform and destroy each non-permanent with mana value X or less is not that bad. Is a little slow as a card, but if we see the Defilers played, definitely this card is gonna grow up in value. And I'm talking about this card, by the way, about the deck idea. So 2 mana, flying, legendary artifact vehicle, so it's nothing, basically. So every time a creature you control dies, you put the counter on this. Just a Phyresis, whatever counter. When it has 4 or more, this card is a creature. So you just leave it there. When 4 of your creatures die, this is a creature. And if every time you put a counter, you scry 1. Then, if this card has 7 or more counters, instead of scrying, you draw a card. Basically, when a creature dies, put a counter, scry 1. At 4 counters, this card is a creature, and at 7 counters, instead of the scry, you draw. So this card is kinda slow, kinda useless by itself, so you need to kinda build a deck around it. That's why this is probably not the optimal way of doing things, but I kinda had a deck like this somewhere. Not sure where it is. I don't think it was this one. No, it wasn't. So I'm just gonna show you a card. there you go, somewhere there. This card plus the other one. The other one is an artifact too, by the way. When one or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield, during your turn, create a 1/1 token. Then, this triggers obviously once each turn. It's already OP enough. Then you might turn this, sacrifice an artifact, and deal 1 damage to the opponent and get alive. Basically, this gives you a free token every turn. Why is it that good? Because generates tokens generates counters, and the counters, well, buffs the card. That is in there somewhere. I am kind of like a slow card digger. Like, where is the card? Is it? No. I don't even remember how much it costs. Why am I searching so hard for a card that is in front of me? Jesus. Ah, there. Actually, I have one. I don't even remember. So yeah, definitely you put the anvil. Next turn you play this. You play artifacts, you sacrifice. So about a lot of sacrifice mechanics on the set. On the set. Not even set. It's not that good. But now, let's see about the artifacts on those colors. Not collected too. So, this one triggers the anvil too because it says when leaves. Same for this one. That's a really good synergy. This can be good to just get your opponent rid of some cards in hand. If you want sacrifice, you have this. This card goes really well in there too. Anything that grants tokens also isn't that bad. More into like some card tokens and all that. But it's more about the sacrifice mechanic that I'm curious of. We're gonna see this together. So Bone Splinter came up. This card, no, sorry. The one that draws you 2 cards, I think it rotates out. But something like this, you know. You sacrifice artifact creature, you draw cards. So you can just like draw, play cards, sacrifice cards, bring them back, bring them. Just those kind of things. There, and well, what else? Let me see. About red there isn't much, probably in dual color, I guess. Sacrifice another creature. This sacrifices itself. Sacrifices an online permanent. So you definitely have ways over this card. This card is awful, by the way. I had such a hard time to deal with this, at least on sealed. It just puts so much pressure on the opponent. And yes, by the way, when I was playing with that card, my opponent had the 5/5 artifact, the counter one that I just talked, the mythic one. So yeah, every turn a free counter on it. Anyway, and on top of all, it also does like a tutor effect. That is, search your library card and yes, 5 or more creatures, but despite it's kinda easy, depending on the deck that you're playing. So I believe in this deck it can fit. But well, anyway, that was my card opening and talking about some potential decks. So I remember I'm gonna play probably just like a 5-color Kami and an Esper control, more based into like Planeswalker stuff. But I think Brokers, aggro, and the red-black artifacts are gonna be really good. So keep an eye on this, start thinking about ways to counter them, and go for it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you will keep all doing well, at least more than me. And guys, leave a like if you liked the video, or a dislike if you didn't. And no matter who you are, how you are, don't forget to stay the way you are, because you're amazing. And see ya. Thank you, recording program, for one more time, just not ending when I want.